Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bellied Up Podcast. I'm here with my friend Charlie Behrens, and we are at the Old Town Tavern.
The OTT. You down with OTT?
Yeah, you know me.
You down with OTT?
Yeah, you know Steve.
I know Steve.
My name's not Steve.
We're
We're in Appleton, Charlie.
They got a beer claw here, Miles. It's a beer claw. The claw chooses who can come. Who will? Okay, so you just go pick a beer. All them beers. Oh shit!
Hot coffee. Hot coffee on my.
Sorry, dude. Fuck, that's all over you. Oh man, is that wet? Yeah, it is. Sugar tits. I'm so sorry, Miles. I didn't mean it, dude. I was looking at the beer claw. Oh, that's going to stain on that nice sweatshirt, too. I am so sorry. Let me help you. Shoot. Sorry.
You really going to pat my dick?
Well, I'm patting around your dick, all right? Trying to help. I'm sorry,
This is
dude.
the only sweatshirt I brought.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to have to raw dog my arms all fucking trip.
dude, how did it
This
spill
is what I
that
was gonna wear to
fast?
the airport.
I can't believe I did that. Oh, I'm so sorry. You can spill on me later if you want. Let me wipe off your
This is
seat.
a classic situation.
Let me wipe off your seat.
You hit your brother a little bit too hard. So then instead of telling mom, you're like, no, you can hit me back even harder.
Jeez. You know, it's not my fault. It is the beer claw's fault. I mean, who puts a beer claw in a bar and doesn't expect accidents like this to happen? Oh, sorry, Miles. You okay? You gonna be all right? Yikes.
Yes, I am going to be okay.
Damn, that sucks.
Although I may have to sue you now because that was some pretty hot coffee, and I don't know what kind of burns I'm gonna get underneath these pants.
Well, unfortunately, it's a Yeti coffee cup, which means it doesn't work.
Well, that was your first mistake, Charlie.
Oh,
Maybe next time try closing the lid when you're not using it. How about
Habitat for Humanity, folks? I was
don't plug charity at a moment like this?
No, I was just
to
over
try
there.
and make you seem like a better
I
human.
was just over there this morning helping them put together a few houses for the less fortunate, and Miles is worried about a little bit of spilled coffee. You know, it's all about keeping things in perspective, and that's what I want the kids out there to know. Hey, Miles, you know the worst part about coffee when it spills is the smell after.
Yeah,
It just smells like crotch rot. You know.
Yeah, I do know that. These are my good pants too.
Those are your good
I'm gonna have to
slacks.
utilize the laundry at the hotel.
Oh man,
like a dunce.
wow. Yeah, you always know if you're doing laundry at the hotel, something went wrong. Something went
did
wrong.
Just go wrong.
You know, people aren't just planning on doing laundry at the hotel. Well, anyway, how's your day going otherwise, Miles?
It's still going good, Charlie.
All right.
You know, I'm used to stuff like this with you.
Now, folks, this was not planned, okay? Don't think we just did this for a cheap bit off the top of the show. Miles is sincerely pissed off right now. And, yeah, nothing you can do about it, though. It's in the past. The past is the past. Miles, you want to play the beer claw machine? This is the wrong time to ask, but do you have quarters?
Yeah, they're all gonna be covered in coffee in my pocket.
I'll take a wet quarter.
Yeah, I think I'll be all right. I think this sweatshirt though is gonna stain. So
It is. You know, I got a sweatshirt like that, Miles. It's tough to get stains out of them. I'll
Good
tell
to
you that.
know.
I
Thank
might have
you
just
very
bought that
much for
sweatshirt
that.
from you.
Yeah,
That looks like a new one. Do you have scrunchy arms on that sweater?
I don't know. It showed up in the mail and I put it on.
Did it?
Mhm.
Who got it for you?
It's a Hoka sweatshirt.
Hoka?
Yeah, we did a brand deal with Hoka.
Really?
They got new boots,
Wait a
like
second.
winter boots.
Dude, they sent me those boots too.
Let's go, dude. They're nice.
They went with you for the brand deal and not me. Damn it. Losing out on fat deals to Miles over here. surprises me.
Yeah. So, anyways, actually, when I was thinking about that, you're saying like you don't want your brother to tell on you to the mom. You know, like you hit your brother.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell mom you can hit me harder.
Yeah.
I was thinking, that spurred a thought in my head. What are stuff that you can tell your mom that you can't tell your dad?
Oh,
and what are stuff that you can tell your dad that you can't tell your mom?
That's a real good question. And I actually I've got a perfect one off the top for this because I broke my dad's saw when I was a kid. Okay, and it was one of those rotating arm saws. You know, I think I forget, a reciprocal saw or what was it? No, it's like it's like, anyway, it's dangerous. They don't make them anymore. But I broke it, and I told my mom, and she was like, "Oh, that's okay." You know, she didn't. She wasn't really aware that she didn't think my dad used the saw. And then I let enough time pass. And then by the time my dad figured out the saw was there, I said, I told mom, you know, but it was already in history. It didn't help. My dad was pissed, but that's something, you know, broken tool or lost a tool. You can usually do that. Yeah.
I feel like anytime something gets broken or damaged that your dad paid hard-earned money for, I usually want to tell mom.
Yeah.
You know, it might be mom's hard-earned money, but she's more capable of handling a situation where you may have sacrificed some money for a broken item.
Well, especially if it's your dad's item, something your dad cares about. Now, if I'm thinking about things that tell my mom, well, let me start with you. What's something that you can tell your mom?
Well, I feel like, you know, your dad? Like I feel like it's stuff like if you were maybe having a few drinks with your buddies in high school.
Yeah.
You might call your dad, come pick you up or something. I don't know if you call your mom. Situations like that, you know?
I don't know, man.
When it's guys being dudes.
Yeah. There was this time that my dad got caught drinking with his buddies in Oshkosh, and the police called their dads, and the police came back into the holding cell, and they're like, one of your dads said that he was you better stay in here all night. Otherwise, if you come home, you're going to get the back end of a 2x4. And they were trying to guess which dad it was. It was between my grandpa or this other dad. But
that's always good. You'd rather stay in a jail cell than go home to your family.
That's pretty much I think that's pretty standard, you know?
Yeah.
So your dad would be more permissible to you being picked up by the police.
He would still be mad, but he get you with silence, I feel like.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like he picked you up and he just would be like, and just, you know, like that, kill you with silence.
Yeah.
And then you get home, my mom would yell at me.
See, mine was exact opposite. My mom was the silent enforcer. She would be silent the whole car ride, and she'd come in and she would like, if she'd be like a mob boss, you know, she'd give my dad the nod, and then game over, man. I was getting yelled at.
Okay.
Yep.
So really, your mom is the one that runs the show.
Oh yeah.
My mom is too. I think that's kind of how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what stuff does your dad get mad about?
My dad, I feel like my dad's pretty calm in things that like he should get really mad about, and then he'll get mad about stuff that he shouldn't be mad about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's like kind of a reverse. When something really bad happens, it's more calming for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gonna be a little more level-headed. But if, you know, something like
spilling a coffee on your dad,
oh my God, he'd be mad. Golf simulators usually do it for my dad.
Really?
My dad's a good golfer, but you know, he's fucking old. And so he didn't grow up with simulators. So he doesn't get it. He doesn't get how a simulator works all the time. And when, you know, he'll hit it and it's like clearly a bad shot, he just gets pissed and says the simulator's all fucked up.
I just want to see your dad throwing a golf club through the simulator screen.
He just gets he's just so skeptical. He's like, I don't think this thing is accurate. It's like, well, it's like pretty accurate, Dad. No, I don't think it is.
I agree with
Dads think they're smarter than technology.
Yeah. Well, they are. They are. It's hard to prove.
Am I going to turn into that? Am I going to think I'm better than AI now that I'm a dad?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think as technology now, you'll be okay with, but as your kids get better at it than you, that's when you're going to start thinking you're better.
Yeah, and you
at
lash out because you don't know how to handle it.
it. Yeah.
Smart.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Charlie,
Well, Miles,
I might go stand underneath the hand dryer in the bathroom for a little bit, and then we could take some callers.
got a
How's
little,
that sound?
got a little wet crotch.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'll
No.
go down in the bathroom and blow with you. I didn't say blow you. I said blow with you. I'll aim it.
All right, guys, we have Bryce from Georgia. Bryce wants to open a bar with his wife and is wondering what the top 5 things that could make or break a bar.
Bryce, number 1, get yourself a beer claw machine. All right. Now, I have to warn you, that's going to make for some exciting customers. You're going to want to avoid serving any of them hot coffee on account of they might spill it on their buddy. Okay. But number 1 thing, I'm going with a beer claw machine, my guy.
Definitely. Absolutely gotta. I didn't know you guys actually had those up that way.
Oh,
Do you-
yeah.
Do you guys have beer claw machines in Georgia?
So it depends on the bar you go to. So we have traveled between the West Coast, the Northwest, Central America, Texas, East Coast, Poland, Germany. We've literally been to probably about, I want to say our trackers at 102 different bars and breweries in the last like 12 years.
Yeah. So you guys are tracking this?
We are. There's some apps out there for
That's
that.
pretty sweet. I wish I would have done that over these years.
Yeah. I mean, 102.
It's either going to be at the end, you're 80 years old, you look back at your app, all the bars you've been to, it's either going to be very nostalgic or it's going to be very depressing, Charlie.
I think it's
Could
probably
go
going to
one
be
of
like,
two ways.
I don't remember any of these.
I don't think I was at that bar.
If you don't remember it, you were there. Yeah,
Definitely.
that's do you go and at the different bars, do you like take pictures to kind of create the vision board for your bar? Is your wife into Pinterest is what I'm asking?
Yeah, so that's actually the whole point of this app. So originally, back when I joined the military in 2012, I just downloaded this app and was like, oh, cool. Like just kind of like a flex on people like, oh yeah, we've been to this bar over here or whatnot. But having since then to now tracked all these different ones, we're able to actually take pictures, see what people like, I'm a huge fan of having the deer heads and the moose heads, the bobcats, all, in the small town bars. So I love taking pictures of those, just tracking and seeing what people like to see, what makes a hometown bar kind of a thing. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. And the deer heads and the bobcats and all of the taxidermy on the wall is great. But I think something that will make or break a bar is the lighting.
Ooh, let's go into this.
If a bar is too well lit, it's going to feel like a cafeteria and not feel like a bar, Charlie. You're going to feel like you're at a hospital and not at a little dive bar.
What you want to be doing is looking at the deer head and going, I think that's a hot girl over there. And then as you get closer, you realize, ooh, bestiality, not cool.
Yeah.
That's the kind of lighting you want.
You want to go, oh, wow, look at that rack over there. And your buddy's going to be like thinking you're talking about a woman. And then he gets closer and realizes that it's actually a buck.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
the type of lighting we're going for. You don't want to see the pores on your buddy's face as you guys are slamming beers. That's no go.
No, sir.
Definitely not. Definitely not. No. So my question for you guys was, when we were thinking about doing this here, once we're retired out of the military and whatnot, planning stages now, I was like, I think I know just the right guys to ask some of these questions from.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you came to the right
for
place.
You guys, I was like, well, so for you guys, what makes a hometown bar, a hometown bar?
Take it a step further, Charlie.
Step further.
What? Yeah, I think what you're asking is what turns a bar into a home?
There you go.
Instead of a house into a home, what takes a bar to a home? I think what's really tough about that is time is the number one. Time and negligence.
Exactly. I was going to say you get your floor in there first thing and then just don't wash it.
Don't. You need to do nothing to this bar. If you want to make it feel like home, if someone wants to put their buddy's head through the wall, you let them.
And you just put a plaque.
Yeah.
Here lies Bobby's head.
Yeah.
You know?
If people start sharpieing up everything, you just have to let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be like, hey, we paid good money for that.
No.
Not going to be good.
Living, breathing organism.
Correct.
It is a work of art, always in motion.
The second you open those doors on day one, it is no longer your bar. It is its own being, and you have to, just like a kid setting off to college, you just got to let it be what it turns out to be.
Mm-hmm. And you can go in with some ambition. Obviously, look, we're going to get the standards out of the way. You're going to want a pull tabs machine. You're going to want either darts or pool. One of the two, depending on the space you got.
A bar is just like a kid. You got to teach them math and science. You got to teach them how to spell.
Yep.
You know, all of those things. You're going to need these things.
Pull tabs is economics. Okay.
Absolutely.
Pool is game theory.
Pool is game theory. You know,
Statistics.
You want a dartboard to teach them how to aim. It'll keep your bathrooms cleaner. And you know, aside for that, I think obviously no shortage of neon signs. You want neon bar signs, and if you can get some of the cool ones, the like, get yourself an old ham sign. I mean, people are really going to be impressed with something like that.
Old neon beer signs are actually, they're not an expense on the bar. They're actually an investment, much like fine art is for the billionaires.
It's true. I mean, you're saying that possibly facetiously, but that's true.
They appreciate over time.
Yeah, you got to find good deals on them, though, when you're buying.
So not only are you buying something to make your bar feel like a home, you're actually investing in your future and potentially your children's future.
That's very true. Very true. And anything that gets that, like if a beer tap goes out and you no longer serve that beer, you don't get rid of that tap. You just drill it to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Once something,
it's a collection at that point.
Yes. Once something enters the bar, it can never leave.
Nope.
Even if it gets decommissioned, that sucker needs to go up on the wall. It needs to go in a corner. It needs to go on a ceiling. It's now part of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, hey, Charlie, you're old now and you don't run as much. You're going to cut off your legs and leave them? No, you're just going to keep them there. They're going to be dormant.
Yep. And you're just going to groan every time you see them, every time you use them. That's the move right there.
Is that what you guys were kind of thinking? Or are you guys worried that you may lose control of the bar? Or are you okay with letting it go and let it be whatever it ends up being?
So for a while, what we were thinking about was doing the brewery thing first, because I love drinking beer, wine, and meat on the side. But in the market we're in right now, you're not really making money in that department, and it kind of goes away from what our goal for opening up like a tavern brew pub, which is bringing back that sense of community. You guys can appreciate that.
Oh, sure.
Through the years, the sense of community has just gone down the shitter, honestly.
It has.
So what we were thinking is, how do we bring that back? How do we bring back, hey, you went to church, let's go have a beer after, or let's go, have lunch and have a lunch beer on a Sunday. How do you bring that back? A tavern, a brew pub, a bar.
And it's like a good family reunion. Like you want a good way, you get people there, yes, but you want them to have bonding activities. So, get that dice game going.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have dice, you want to have cards there. And as far as the TV game goes, you want to go minimal on the TVs, if at all. Obviously you're going to want to have the game on. All right. But you don't need whole walls of TVs. That's unnecessary unless you're full on a sports bar. But that doesn't seem like the vibe you're going for.
No, definitely not a sports bar. That's Hooters is down the way for that. They can deal with that down that way.
And you brought up church. You brought up church. Why not just talk to the local pastor and just have church at the bar? I mean, then you don't even have to worry about people going there afterwards and building that sense of community. Jesus turned water into wine, Charlie.
He did.
So why can't we have church at a bar?
And I think you can. Jesus said, go where the people are, and
I'd rather be with the sinners than the saints. You can learn a lot more.
I think you should go to a church that's being decommissioned. I think you should purchase the confessional, and I think you should make one of the chairs at the bar put up a confessional and call it the confessional. So you can have one. The priest can go inside the confessional, and people can just go up to him, and he can open up the little shade, take your confession, and keep her moving.
Charlie, I think you're on to something here.
I think I am too. Thank you.
I think this is the move. Now, we did talk about lunch also.
Oh, yeah.
In your experiences, have you enjoyed the in-house kitchen or a business that has a bar that has a rotating food truck selection?
I mean, for a business sense, having someone else make the food is going to be far and away better for you as the business owner. But I like a bar that has food in-house that really is kind of shitty at a bunch of different stuff, but they got one thing on the menu that they are better at than any other place in the state, damn near. That's what you need to be going for.
Thinking wings, cheese curd, big pretzel, something like that.
But the Reuben sandwich, right?
Oh, yeah.
When someone thinks of this bar, they're like, you got to have the Reuben. And you're like, well, I don't normally have Reuben. That don't matter. At this place, you have the Reuben.
You're doing Reuben. You're getting that sauerkraut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you should also have a stack of frozen pizzas because, late night, even if kitchen's closed, you want to have yourself a nice frozen pizza, a little DiGiorno or Tombstone, whatever, and a little pizza oven. And it doesn't have to be good pizza, but you're going to want to have some pizza on hand.
And if you really want to avoid, the headaches of a restaurant in your bar, just have a menu for food, but then just being like, the kitchen's down today, we're understaffed, so we actually don't have any food today. And you just do that forever. And then he's like, but we do have frozen pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have the appearance of being a bar and grill, but really you're just a bar and a pizza oven.
And you're going to want a wall of chips, chip salad. You're going to want pickled eggs is pretty standard, so you're going to want to have those basics there. And then I like your idea after that, Miles. That's good. Yeah. What'd we miss? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we kind of hit all the things. Yeah.
I think you did, honestly. After the hunting clubs or the church or whatever have you, just hitting that hometown bar that has that choice Reuben, like you said, for the cheese curds on the side.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking about naming the bar? And don't say you haven't thought about that, because that's bullshit. That's the first thing people think about.
You're not lying, Miles. It is absolutely the first thing to think about. So, so I was dinking around brewing mead the other day. And by the other day, I mean like a year and some change ago.
I'm sorry, you were brewing mead? What do you mean the other day? Like the other century? What are you brewing mead?
Yeah, making mead.
What the hell?
The whole thing,
dude.
Making it out of honey.
That's pretty cool.
It's a whole thing.
I've never, I don't think, had a glass of mead. Have you, Miles?
It's not a huge market. It's one of those things that's growing right now, but it's one of the oldest.
Are you sure that it's growing?
Very slowly.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie. I don't know if I've heard many people be like, "Hey, this weekend you want to go to the meadery?"
Yeah. You want to go slam a couple meads? How do you make mead?
Yeah. So it's just ferment. It's like how you do wine. So it's instead of using sugars or the sugars from the fruit, you're just subtracting that and you're using honey instead. It's the same way with yeast and everything else.
Cool.
You must make a killing at the Renaissance Fair.
I was just going to say, man, I'm looking at my horn right now. It works.
Okay. So what's the name of the bar?
Yeah, no, so for the bar. Well, we were thinking originally when we were looking at labels and stuff for the bottles, like you do wine labels or whatnot. We wanted it centered around one of our favorite things. We always loved that old timey hometown bar that just had that ancient dog that somehow was still alive. It's just roaming around. We wanted it to be not necessarily a dog theme, but dog friendly. So what we named it was, so the perfect pour, the perfect pour.
The perfect pour. The perfect pour.
Perfect pour. Let me think about that.
All right.
Let me put that in my mouth, chew it around a little bit. Let me taste it.
You guys want to
squeaking? Is it squeaking like that cheese curd?
You guys want to go to the perfect pour? Perfect pour.
Yeah,
Perfect pour.
Perfect pour.
To be honest with you, I think you might need another name.
After I chewed on it for a little bit, that's not the Reuben that I thought I was getting.
Now
it's not squeaking.
Now, when I hear that, I think that I'm going to a bar that is only for dogs.
Yeah, it's to me, it's sounding like you might get a lot of those people that like put shoes on their dogs there.
Yeah,
you know?
sweaters on dogs.
Yeah, right.
We're going down a bad rabbit hole.
Well, I think so, and not to,
or you may just end up with a bar full of furries.
That could,
that's the other concern I have.
Yeah. Yep. Especially
Definitely
if you're serving
that.
mead, because the mead audience is into furries, and furry people are into some kinky things.
What a bar this is. It's called, what is it? The Perfect Pour?
The perfect pour.
That sells mead and Reubens.
I mean, that I'm kind of into that.
For the furry convention.
Yeah. Yeah, I would really embrace the furries if you're going down
It's just
there.
in the back of the bar is just a bunch of litter boxes.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, well, those are cats.
Yeah, furries, they go to the bathroom.
Oh,
in litter boxes.
yeah. I didn't realize that.
Same church, different view.
Okay, I got it. Hey, so I think if you really want a dog bar, you almost don't even. It's just known that dogs are there. So
You're just a bar that allows dogs. You're not a dog bar that allows humans.
Right. Because perfect pour, I mean, it's really it's too on the nose. I think, as they say, it might be a little too there. I think, but you could call it mead dogs. Mead dogs, like mean dogs. You can. He hates my idea. I hate his idea.
What about the Rough House?
The Rough House is cool.
Oh, there we go.
That's yeah.
Welcome to the Rough House.
There you go.
And then on Fridays you can have local open boxing.
Yeah,
because like you're rough housing, but then there can also be dogs there.
I kind of like that idea. Now, is your wife?
I think you're going somewhere.
Is your wife? Does your wife know you're calling us to discuss this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She doesn't listen to this though.
So, what did you say?
She doesn't listen to this though.
Okay.
Until I show her this one.
Did she come up with the name? Be honest. Yeah. Now,
I think the ladies would love it.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Did you feel like it was the best name you guys could do, or were you just worried about hurting your feelings about the perfect pour?
I said, "Oh, that's a good one. Let's go ahead and let's put it in the pile here."
Yeah. I know exactly what's going on here.
That's what me and Miles were thinking when you said it, and neither of us really wanted to call it out at first, so we chewed on it. But that was a thought there. So I'm glad we're still in the spitballing phase for this.
Yeah.
Still in the spitballing phase for sure.
Mm-hmm. You could call it the dry hump. The dry hump.
Well, no, it's a wet bar.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Then it'd be like just a bar that people go and have kombucha or something,
Oh, that's you don't want dry in
you
the
gotta
name.
think about these things, Charlie.
You could call it the pillow. Gets the same thing across. Because dogs hump pillows.
Yeah, no, not kombucha.
Anyways, maybe that was stupid.
I didn't get
We're not
that.
opening up the bar in the middle of Portland.
That's true. All right.
Yeah, I like the Rough House, don't you?
I do. I like the Rough House.
I think that's the move. We'll have to give you guys an update once we figure it out.
But what you need to do though is you need to somehow. It sounds like you need to make it seem like your wife came up with that name. So you got to somehow work it in somewhere, and let her come up with the idea, because that sounds like the best path to be able to actually be the name.
Yeah, get her all meted up, and then have her start riffing names, and you have a list of names, but have her write it so it's in her handwriting.
Yeah.
Slip the one you want in there, and then say, next morning, like, God, I'm so hungover. That's some good honey. And then
Fermented honey.
Yeah, and then start going through the list, like, oh, honey. See this Rough House one that you came up with last night? I really like that.
Yeah, do an exercise where you're like, all right, what are all generic names for bars, pub, tavern, house, blah 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 blah. And then you're like, okay, well, we like dogs. Like, what do dogs noise? What do they make? Like, what do they sound like, Charlie?
Rough.
Oh, we'll write that down. We'll see. And then you write a bunch of other stuff. You probably write down,
yeah,
whatever, and then you'd be like, house. You're like, yeah, it doesn't really work. What if we pair these two? You said rough, right? And then boom, all of a sudden you got
I see. You make it come out of her mouth. It's like playing charades almost.
Mm-hmm. You're playing charades.
Boom, Miles. We are smart here. We are dialed in. All right.
So this has been a bellied up name generator.
Yes, it has. Forget ChatGPT when you got Miles and me. Hey.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're looking at either Washington State or throwing it out there, Wisconsin.
Yeah, come to Wisconsin.
You're gonna have a lot of competition in Wisconsin.
You will have a lot of competition.
You might have
to. We've never been. So
never been.
If we were to. We've never been. If we were to, where would be the bars to check out to kind of?
Okay, well, we're not going to do all your market research for you.
Listen,
that's going to cost you a fee if you want you want that.
I'll give you this free advice. If you're bringing your wife up here, it's not where to go, it's when to go. Come in July, all right?
Yeah.
You bring her up here right now, she's going to be like, nope. Yeah, no. So, but I come to Milwaukee, Sheboygan. These are pretty saturated bar markets. But you know what? Look, everywhere in Wisconsin, you're having a saturated market. So I would say pick a city. And if you want the dog, you want to get the dog people, the people that are bringing their dogs in a lot, you'd probably go to a bigger city, if you want business.
Yeah, the people in the smaller cities are just like throwing their dog in the garage or in the backyard and going to the bar.
Yeah, they got outdoor dogs. Like
they have wolves.
Yeah, wolves.
Yeah, they're like, they can be out there all winter. Their coats build up. The dog's just hovering over by the dryer vent, just trying to stay warm. Well,
man, we're excited for you. You're going to open up a bar. That's big news. It's every guy's dream. So just know that you're living out our dream, opening up your own bar, and we're excited. I'm glad that we got that perfect name out of the way so we can find the name, It's like
the name.
It's a classic, like all of our bad ideas led to the good idea. So we wouldn't be here without that. So that's also a way you can spin it.
There you go. It's perfect. It's therapy. I went to therapy and I found it out.
Perfect. I like it.
Perfect.
There you
Perfect.
Well, thanks for calling in, man, and good luck with the bar.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. Got to watch out for deer.
You too.
All right, you too. We'll see you now.
Glad he called in.
Me really dodged a bullet there.
Yes,
holy smokes.
Kudos to us, though, for laying him down easy on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we
didn't make any rash decisions.
Yeah. I knew as soon as you said, I'm going to chew on that, I'm like, Miles hates it too. Thank God. Thank God. Yeah.
Great guy, though.
Oh, really, really genuine fella. Yeah. I think they'll do all right. It's tough setting up a business though with your wife though when it comes to like a bar, because I think a lot of the ideas we threw out may not be her thing, you know. But at the same time, it's just nice that they just want to bring people together to drink some mead and eat some Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, Charlie, should we take another caller?
Let's do it, Miles. You dry yet?
Getting there.
Folks, Tippy Cow is my beverage of choice. When you're sitting out there in the deer stand, in the fishing box, you know, on a boat on a nice cold fall morning, nothing makes you feel better than tipping it back with a Tippy Cow. Miles.
And thank God that you spilled the coffee and not the Tippy Cow. Otherwise, I'd be in the bathroom wringing it out into my mouth, making sure I get every last drop.
Wow, I think you just turned some people on out there.
I'm just saying,
you know?
It's liquid gold, you know?
That would be an advertisement for Tippy Cow. We should do it. Well, there you go, folks. Tip it on back to a Tippy Cow. Wisconsin milk, Wisconsin cows. Moo.
All right, guys. We have our favorite lawyer on the line, Mr. Russell Nicolay. Russell, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're doing good.
Real good. My glasses are a little foggy, but you know what? Aside for that, I'm glad to be alive, Russell.
Glad to hear that. Good to hear you're alive still.
Now,
still kicking it.
Charlie and I are naturally curious creatures.
Yep.
Right, Charles?
Yep.
And, you know, on TV, you see lawyers saying, I object.
Objection.
I object. All the time.
Objection.
But for guys like Charlie and I who have no idea what's going on, when do you actually use objection, and can you use it too much in a courtroom?
Yeah, so there's really two times you see a lot of objections. So a lot of the stuff that you see on TV is in the courtroom, and there's some to that. Like what a lot of lawyers that do civil work, which is not criminal work, will do objections in depositions. So that's like where witnesses will be under oath outside of a courtroom, but like at some lawyer's fancy conference room with court reporters present. And usually you see objections there when your client's answering the way you don't want them to, or there's bad information. So I see defense lawyers do this a lot when often the defendant, you know, someone maybe caused a car accident, will start admitting to things. And then there's all these objections just flying out. And, you know, that's a sign that they don't like the answers that are being given, which are generally truthful. So you see objection this, objection that, objection form, objection. They throw out every objection they can. And I just keep asking questions because a lot of the objections aren't even valid. But to the second point, in court, you do see objections in there, but I don't generally see them as energetic as you see in the movies, because what I've always been taught is often if you're making objections in court, the jurors think you're trying to hide something. So you got to be real strategic, because part of the whole courtroom thing is you're putting on it's the presence, it's the show, it's a little bit of theater. So you have to be real careful. But maybe if you wanted to do an objection to make a point, so you don't see it as much as you do on TV. I think the more wild objections happen in the depositions than they do in the actual courtroom.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? You can use it to your advantage, but also the other side is like, we got him.
Yeah. If you start
right.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Well, objections. That's cool. It's good to get that insight.
I have a feeling like if you were in a deposition with Charlie and you were his lawyer, you would just
objection.
He would start talking and you'd see where it was going and you just object over and over and over again. It'd be like a 10-hour deposition just to get one question out.
I don't think he'd even risk bringing me into it. I think he'd say, he's sick again. You know, he's got the clap or something. You know?
Well, thanks for calling in, Russell. This was great. Where can the people find you at? They are interested.
Yep, you can. Yeah, definitely on social media, but online, nicoletlaw.com, NICOLETLAW.com, or 1-855-NICOLET.
There we go. You're a better speller than I am. Thanks for calling in, man.
It is my last name, so see you guys.
Thanks, Russell. Hello, Cassandra. This is me, Charlie.
Yes. Hi.
How are you? Hey, you're here with Miles too.
How are you?
Hi, good. I can't believe I got through with you guys.
Oh, you got through to us. You did. You got through to us. It looks like you're having some marriage decision-making troubles.
It's kind of, yes, it's not, it could be a lot worse, but, you know.
Don't do it, Cassandra. Don't do it. No, I'm teasing. Tell us, give us the lay of the land.
I'm very like upfront, and I always tell my husband what I want. But sometimes I just want him to tell me what we're doing. I got to plan the dates. I got to plan the stuff for the kids. And I just want him to make the decisions and tell me what to do.
Yeah, and the problem you're probably encountering is you're like, oh, well, I'll just stop planning, and then he'll plan something. But then you find out that you guys then just don't do anything ever. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what you do? You ever seen Home Alone?
Yes.
You know when he's downstairs and he's trying to find his parents and he's like, Mom, Dad, I'm down here. I'm making bad decisions. You know? That's what you got to start doing.
Yes.
You got to start making some bad decisions.
Yeah. You got to be bad to the bone.
Mm-hmm. You got to do exactly what you want. And he's going to get so fed up, he's going to start making some decisions.
Yeah. Just,
Okay.
yeah, like you could be like, hey, honey, we're opening up a bar and we're going to call it Perfect Pour. And he's going to be like, that's not a very good idea, honey. Maybe I should take over the business plan, you know? You got it.
Well, I actually started a business a year ago, and you know, he just lets me do whatever I want.
Yeah, because you're making too many good decisions.
You got what?
Yes.
What's a decision that you wish he would take over?
Like our date nights, or
Yeah.
you know, I want him to just tell me, hey, Saturday, we're gonna, you know, be ready by 4:00. We're going out.
Okay. What does he like to do?
He likes to side by side.
Okay.
Big side by side guy.
Okay. All right. Know the type. Know the type.
He's a farmer, and he farms during farm season, and he side by sides any other time he's not farming.
Okay. So he's a homegrown man.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is for date night, you just need to start going to the hippie bar. You know, you got to start telling them that you're going to a vegan only restaurant. You got to start whipping out stuff like that. And he's going to pump the brakes real fast and be like, well, if you don't like any of my ideas, maybe you should just plan it.
By the way, I hope you like side by sided.
Tell him we're going to get our pedicure and go to a vegan bar.
Yes. Now you're thinking.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you even tried that before? You've never even given that one a go?
No, I just plan things that I know he likes, and that's the problem. I'm the problem, I think.
Yeah, it's you. You're the problem. It's you. No, I mean, I think you're being too accommodating to him, and you got to just start getting a little naughty. You know what I mean? Doing some wild things.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another good way too. Yeah, just make him feel left out. You know, it's like
That doesn't work.
He likes to be left out, doesn't he? Yeah.
He does. I do that all the time. I just do my own thing, and then he likes that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well,
you could just start with holding sex as well. I mean, that's really, that really could work. I mean, that's kind of break glass in case of emergency. Just have that in your back pocket if you need it.
No bone.
Well, I'm trying to have another kid, so.
Oh, does he want another kid?
Yeah, but he says not right now. But I tell him if I get out of the diaper stage, I'm not going to want to go back.
You're in diapers? You said you were in the diaper stage.
Our our kids. We have two
your
kids.
kid. Got it. Got it. I
So
want to have more kids.
you want to have more kids. Okay. So he wants kids. You want kids. I mean, I think
He doesn't want more kids right now.
Yeah, so the withholding sex isn't even going to work, Charlie. He's going to be like, fine.
no, he'll probably take the sex.
Exactly.
He'll probably take the sex.
Yeah, he probably will. So that's your break glass in case of emergency.
Okay.
What do you got? What do you guys?
You could just trick him into it.
How do you do that, Miles?
Well, there's the age old, yeah, but then you're doing all the work.
What about
We're trying to do less work.
Let me ask you this: like for your birthday, will he plan something? Like how bad is he at this? Will he plan for your birthday or Valentine's Day?
Well, for my birthday in December, I told him that in November, I said, just so you know, you have to plan me a birthday party. And then I had to tell him the theme and what day to have it because he was like, well, you got Christmas parties and you got this. And basically my sister planned it, but he took all the credit.
Well, see, that's the classic thing, You're trying to tell your kid he's riding bike even though he's got training wheels on and you're holding on to the bike still.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pushing him along.
I know.
You need to sacrifice a couple of birthdays and let him do the whole thing and royally fuck it up and then let him know how bad he did so he can fix it next time.
So do I just not plan birthdays for him or anything else? No date nights, nothing, and just give him what he wants, basically?
Jeez. How's the marriage going?
It's great. Really, these are very first world problems.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
What does he want from you?
I don't know. He says, "Oh, our relationship's great. We got a good thing going," is what he tells everybody.
Yeah, you got a good thing going. Don't mess it up with all these plans.
Okay, so besides that, I have a keep, sell, or trade.
Buy, sell, or trade. What do you got?
No,
it's not a wedding ring,
sell,
is it?
Or trade.
Keep, sell, or trade.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I have this brand new Silverado.
Congratulations.
And I hit a deer with. Thank you. I hit a deer with it in October, and it has been nothing but problems since. I got it fixed. I've been in rental cars since December 4th. And he wants me to keep this thing because, he likes it. It's a brand new truck, and I want to trade it in for a Suburban for our kids,
Okay. Well, there's the solution to both your problems. Keep the truck if he plans the next 5 dates. That's what he wants.
Tell him that? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got your leverage.
Right. This is about leverage. I forgot my own advice, Charlie.
It's all about leverage, baby.
Marriage is all about keeping score and having leverage over the other person.
Yes, exactly.
That's what marriage is. And you have a built-in broken-ass Silverado as leverage. Use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I told him he could keep it. I would get a new vehicle. We don't have to get rid of it. He can keep it, but then he has to sell his truck.
Well, what do you like more? Do you like the new car or do you like date nights? You can't have both.
Yeah, you got to pick one or the other right now. Baby steps, for God's sakes. This is a marriage.
This is a marriage.
Not a dictatorship.
Yeah, he's a marriage. You can't have a perfect world. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I work 2 jobs and I take care of everything with our kids. So that's why I said I deserve to have a new Suburban.
Well, we know that you deserve a lot, but we're also realistic people here.
Yeah,
Charlie.
this is a starting point. It's not the end. So what do you want more right
Charlie
now?
deserves to have a gold toilet everywhere he goes, but he doesn't get that.
No. Porcelain most of the time. So what do we?
I gotta pick.
Yeah, what do you want more, the car, or do you want the date nights? Let's just start with that.
Selfishly, I want the new car, but
Okay.
I probably should pick the date night.
You two are meant for each other.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it sounds like this date thing isn't even that big of an issue. So I think,
And it sounds like when they go on a date anyways, they just bicker about the car anyways. So you might as well just save your, vocal cords.
and you got 2 jobs, you got the money, just go buy it
Yep.
and accept the consequences. I mean, what's he gonna do? Go side by side more?
That's what I did. That's what I did with the truck, and now here I am.
yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what'd you do with the truck? I don't.
She bought a
understand.
truck that doesn't work.
I
I
thought.
bought a truck and just without really asking him, and then here we are.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I mean, you did marry him, and I'm guessing you dated
I know.
before you got married. This isn't a mail order husband situation. I'm guessing you dated him before
Okay.
you said yes. Just throwing that out there.
Correct, but he didn't side by side before when we were dating. This is a thing since marriage.
Okay, perfect. He's too consumed by the side by side. Just take it out, hit a deer with it. That thing won't work, and now you both don't have cars that work. And now all of a sudden, what else are you gonna do? Go on a date?
I like it.
He'll have a lot of money freed up to take me on a date.
That's true. There you go.
Look, if he gets a side by side, you get the car you want. I think that's pretty. Yeah, just go do it. What's he gonna do after you've done it?
I guess I could just tell him if we can make a deal. If he gets me a new truck, he has to take me on one date a month, but I'll let him get a new side by side too.
Well, you're throwing so much. Like, keep your leverage for God's sake. Save the side, but your negotiations are worse than
Yeah.
some. I won't say it. But why? Don't throw in the new side by side. Like, he's got everything he wants right now. You're in the position of power. You can't let him think it otherwise.
So just tell him that we got to go on more dates and he has to plan them.
No, then you just won't go on dates.
Right. No,
so
two separate issues here. Two separate issues.
I have a genuine question here.
Okay.
I don't want to say that my wife is in the same scenario, but my wife plans stuff and I show up. And so I'm wondering a little bit if I'm a problem, What is your strong desire to have him plan something? Where is that coming from? Why do you want him to plan something so bad?
Because I have the 100% mental load for the kids and for work.
There it is. This isn't about dates at all. This isn't about dates at all.
Yeah.
You want him to change a couple more diapers. You want to go on a spa day on a Saturday and have him watch the kids and not be worried on if he's keeping them alive or not.
Well, yeah,
Let me ask you this. Does a side-by-side have a back seat?
no,
No.
Has it got a bed?
no, they're race machines, so
No. Yeah, don't want the kids
it's not
on
like
that.
a General where it has a big old box or anything.
But I think that's what we're really looking at here, Charlie.
Yeah,
It's not even about dates.
No, well, I'll be honest. It seems lopsided. I mean, he's a farmer. I get it. But during the summer, I get why you're doing 2 jobs and the kids. But during the winter, there's no reason you're doing 2 jobs and the kids.
I think I got it, Charlie.
Okay.
You need to win this because this is a competition. Marriage is a competition. You need to win this.
Keep score.
Yeah, exactly. By taking away the thing he loves without taking it away. So if he's not going to plan shit, you plan stuff for yourself. You dump the kids on him when he's supposed to be going on his side by side. And I can tell you this much, that after a couple weeks of that, he's going to be like, okay, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to say during the week, you're changing diapers on Tuesdays and Thursdays and sometimes for every other Friday. And you're planning every fucking date from here on out. Then you get your side by side back. Boom.
I like it.
So we're in a side by side club. So when we get the calendar for the year, I just have to plan something for myself on all those dates.
Correct. And plan it early before he wakes up, so he just wakes up to having the kids that he's got to deal with, so he doesn't even have a choice.
I like how you say we're in a side-by-side club. Are you going out side-by-siding?
Occasionally.
Date night that she plans for him.
Yeah, what would happen if you did that? What do you think his response would be?
He'd be like, you knew I had this stuff going on.
And you're like, well, I had stuff going on too, so deal with it.
I don't know.
And then he's going to come to the table and negotiate, slap some tariffs on him.
Well, I don't know if that's going to work.
That's what a lot of people say, but we'll let history decide.
I mean, really, what's the worst that can happen?
Correct.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the question. What is the worst that can happen?
He sounds kind of codependent on you, so he's not going to leave you.
No, he's not. He married up for sure.
Well, there you go. You got all the leverage in the world, so the world is your oyster.
All right. Well, I'm probably going to get the Suburban.
Get
it.
Get it. Get that Suburban.
That Suburban?
I will.
Yeah. Just start taking stuff. That's how a marriage works.
I did think about just, telling him, like, if I just didn't pay the electric bill or something so he couldn't work on his side-by-side in the garage, then we'd have to go somewhere.
Yeah, just try it all at this point, Try it all.
All right. Well, make sure you plan a date for Ann because
I know I
don't want to be in her and have her in this boat.
I know I don't need her calling into a bunch of fucking idiots at a bar bitching about me.
I wonder what my husband's going to think when he listens to this because he's going to know it's him.
Well, okay, Charlie. Yeah. What do you want to say to him?
Look, my guy, you got to call in too because I'm sure you got a side to this story that's not being adequately represented.
Side to this story.
Yeah. I'd love to hear his side.
I'd also love to hear the specs on that side by side.
Yeah, it's a racing one.
Yeah, I'd like to get a ocular pat down of that sucker.
You can find him on TikTok.
Well, how about you have him call into the hotline, leave a voicemail to us, and then we can get his side of the story too.
Okay. I'll see if I can get him to do that, or I might have to just call with a follow up.
Okay.
All right.
With an update of what happened.
All right.
Well, tell him he says hi. He sounds like a real fun dude. Legitimately.
He is really
He's
fun.
probably the life of the party. Yeah. My wife's dealing with all the kids. It's awesome. He's probably the guy out there with all his other buddies. You just got to get your wife to take care of the kids all the time, dude. She's got 2 jobs and does all the kids. I mean, I won,
Yeah, he's just like, I'm living like a king.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what if she leaves you? Oh, she's codependent on me. She's never leaving.
Whatever.
Well, we appreciate you calling in and good luck with your situationship.
Thank you. He's a good man. We've almost been married for 4 years now. So
congratulations. Tell him we says hi.
We will. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
What should I plan a date night for Ann? What do you think?
Man.
Now that I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. What'd you do for Valentine's Day?
We were in Jamaica or Cambodia.
Cambodia?
Yeah, I went to Cambodia for Jamaica. I mean, for Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's an inside joke with me and Jared. You wouldn't get it. But yeah, we were in Jamaica.
So did you plan that?
I did not. Her friend did because she planned to get married then.
Did she actually get married?
Her friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, you said she planned to get married. I thought she but you guys had a trip booked.
No,
trip booked. So
we booked the trip because the friend was getting married.
Yeah.
And we went to the wedding.
I get it. And
I did book the flight and stuff. So does that count?
That I think that counts.
I think that counts.
You booked it. Now, did you actually book it? Or did you have one of your guys book it?
No, I booked it. I booked it.
All right. That counts.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That buys me a year or two. All right, Charlie, we got a voicemail from Justin that Jared's going to play.
All right. Let's hear
See
it.
what he has to say.
Hey guys, I was just wondering if you have the same problem as me, getting a little bit too much lint in your belly button. Take a shower, lay in your belly button. It kind of stinks sometimes. Hey, it's Justin. I'm 28.
Justin,
Well, hold on.
yeah, let me check. Oh, hang on. I got some right here. We both have lint in our belly buttons.
You
Look
wanna
at
take
that
a
lint
photo
ball.
of that, Jared? That's so disgusting.
You have a puma on yours, Miles.
Yeah, that's because I got. I
Oh, I got one too. I got a hair in mine.
Yeah, you just get to a certain
it.
age, you got enough hair on your belly that it just the lint goes in and it can't get out.
Yeah, it's like a street sweeper, you know? It just shovels it right in there.
Yeah,
and-
it's like the Dune fuck bucket. They just stick your hand in and you can't get it out.
Has Ann ever commented on your belly button
Oh,
hair?
she despises it. If we show her that photo, she may puke. And so I make it a point that in the morning or usually in the evening, I'll take it out and I'll look at her and I'll just drop it on the bathroom floor.
Does she not
Just
get?
look her dead in her eyes, you know.
What's that about? When do you get more lint in your belly button?
I don't know. You just as soon as you get hair going on down there, I feel like
Does Ann never?
you got a hairy ass belly button. You got lint coming out of there all day. Oh God, let's see it.
I cleaned it out this morning.
Oh.
Got it out of the shower.
Does
That is so funny that we both just pulled it out. It was the exact same size.
Mine was a little bigger. Does Ann ever get lint in her belly button?
No, she doesn't have any hair on her belly.
It's really a hair thing, huh?
She just traps it all in there.
Wow. Isn't that one of the miracles of life, though?
I mean,
how does
to
that
prevent the
actually
lint-
work?
To prevent the lint, I should just like trim a thing around the
Like
outside.
a moat?
Yeah,
No,
like a-
it's like a fire lane, you know?
Yeah.
You cut for the fire.
Build a little bike lane around the belly button to keep it from trapping lint.
The lint cut.
No, that's what we should do, Charlie. Hey, musky tank with me right now.
Okay.
We're gonna start selling like, you know how you can buy strips of like wax stuff that you can put on your skin and rip it off?
Yeah.
We'll just sell them in little circles with a little bit of wax around it. You just put it on around your belly button, you rip it off, and it's a
delinter.
It's a delinter.
It's like and people go to like our spa for it. You know, they're like, I'm going to get a Brazilian, you know.
I'm going to get a Barron's.
Yeah. It's the man wax. We'll call it the max, you know.
And then just that actually probably would work.
That's a great idea. Are we sure it's the hair that traps it in there?
That's my guess. But Jake's probably Googling it right now.
Yeah.
How do you?
He
what?
was.
Oh yeah, he just put his phone away. He was texting his girlfriend. I mean,
Why?
it's just
why-
all day.
What?
How do you get belly button lint?
Yeah. How do you get
Like,
it? Yeah.
Belly button lint is also called navel fluff. It's primarily made up of stray fibers from your clothing that get caught on your stomach hair, which then naturally directs the fibers towards the belly button where they accumulate due to the shape of the navel, essentially acting like a trap. It's the dune bucket.
We got to do a whole thing on it, man. We got to do the BBT, the belly button trim, the BBW. Like forget BBW.
BBW.
What? Why is that funny, Miles? I don't know why that's funny.
No, it's the Brazilian belly button wax.
Brazilian BBW. Yeah, Brazilian BBBW.
What did you call it? The navel fluff?
Navel fluff. It's like the scientific term for it. That is fan-frickin-tastic.
So, Justin, you're not alone.
Justin.
28. That is like one of the shortest voicemails we got, too. Just straight to the point.
That voice, that was like a Midwest haiku, what he just sent there. It was beautiful. It was like he was paying per character. He called us collect or something.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that we just exposed our naval fluff to the entire internet.
Oh, God, that's great. I might lead with that in my special.
Are you gonna?
No.
Come on.
Lead with it. That's what comedians always say. If you got a new bit, feeling good about that, like, yeah, lead with it. Because usually it bombs. But I don't think this would bomb. I think I'm going to have every guy stand up and everyone raise their hand who has belly button lint. And
It's so gross. The maintenance staff just fucking hates you because they got so much to clean up afterwards.
So many dust bunnies.
It's going to look like after they sweep a basketball court in that auditorium. The little thing they walk behind.
And then we do a prize for the person with the biggest one. You know? I just never film my special. It's just that the entire time. Just releases the belly lint crowd work special. God, what if we collected all the lint and made a pillow?
It's so gross.
Is it though?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, is that it, Charlie?
I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, thanks for tuning in, hanging out with us at the Old Town Tavern here in Appleton, Wisconsin.
The OTT. Yeah, you know me. We'll see you guys soon. Okay, tip your bartender.
See you in the next one.